Morals and Precepts, Chapter 43, The Hypocrite. Akin to the liar is the hypocrite. His lips are like honey from the date, but his tongue resembles a poisoned dagger. Like the spider he kisses to kill. He arches his tail like a scorpion ready to strike, or swings back like the crocodile preparing for the vicious sweep. He mouths sweet things, but the cruel sting lies behind them. He is like the serpent, which holds on to its venom though its back be broken. Lift it aside in compassion, and it will return you with death. Have no dealings with the hypocrite, for he speaks fair to your face, but when you turn, raises his hand to strike. His opinions are secret, for in case of misjudgment, he has not the courage to stand by them. The man who says he is the friend of all is the friend of none, for he is a hypocrite. The standard demanded of friendship is so high that a man's friends may be counted on his fingers, in most cases, on those of one hand. What a man does is important, not what he feels, thinks, or believes. The hypocrite thinks one thing and does another. His deeds do not accord with his beliefs. When truth is spoken, he is ill at ease, but when falsehood flows from his lips, his eye is steady. The hypocrite will always be among men, for wherever they are gathered in concourse, there will be found those who excel over others. In the ranks of the inferior ones will be those who practice the dark arts of hypocrisy and deceit, to raise themselves up to the level of their betters. This the hypocrite and deceiver can never do. He will never be a real man, and his nature will forever remain that of a weakling. Therefore, if you would be a real man, avoid hypocrisy in all forms. Despise and shun the deceiver, and walk not in his ways. Let your tongue be straight, and bring forth that which is in your heart. Let all your plans and deeds come from the heart. For if you follow not its dictates, then you are a hypocrite. If you praise a man to his face, or agree with his argument because of his favor, and not because it echoes in your own heart, then you are a hypocrite. If you say a thing to one man, and follow a course against your word with another, you are a hypocrite. Keep in your heart the simple charms of truth, and forsake her not. For though she may not reward you obviously after the manner of men, that which she does bestow is beyond estimation. If you stand within the precincts of a temple in the manner of a worshipper, but your heart is not there, you are a hypocrite. If you call a man friend, but would not make a sacrifice for him, or stand by him in his hour of need, you are a hypocrite. If you follow the cause of another for your own ends, and not for the cause, unless you state this before all men, you are a hypocrite. If one of the brotherhood of the slippery tongue be known to you, expose him to men, that they may know him and escape his wiles. If he be not an immediate threat, it is sufficient if you ignore him and indicate your feelings by your manner. The real man is above the ways of hypocrisy, for these grow from the roots of meanness and avarice, the wasteland weeds of a desolated spirit. He scorns to stoop to the falsity of the hypocrite, or to sacrifice his manhood at the altar of deceit. The heart of the hypocrite can never be understood. His words are arrayed in finery, under the disguise of truth, while he goes about his business of deceit. He laughs in sorrow and weeps in joy. None know his heart, nor can his words be interpreted. Black in the heart becomes white on the tongue, and white in the heart becomes black. He labors in dark places like a mole, and believes himself safe. He toils diligently among the dirt, and thinks himself clean. Then his efforts bring him out into the light, and exposed for what he is, men kick him aside. His days are filled with the deeds of cunning, and his time occupied with schemes of deceit. But his nights are insecure, and sleep withholds its blessing, for the spirit within cannot find rest. The day comes when his disguise is torn off, and he stands naked for all to see what lies beneath. Men who were deceived hide their foolishness in mockery, and all turn from him in scorn. Even hypocrite turns on hypocrite, for they deceive themselves and cannot be loyal to one another. The hypocrite and the deceiver refuses to recognize himself for what he really is. He cannot look his spirit in the face. The security of a hypocrite lies in his own deceitfulness, but walls of deceit can be overthrown by a tap from the feather of truth. The hypocrite hates all men, for he knows that when his fortress of falsehood is breached, they will drag him out into the open and reveal him in his true likeness. The lair of the hypocrite and deceiver is sweetly perfumed, like a garden of 1,000 joys. But touched by the feather of truth, it becomes a stinking mire. If you pray out of habit, or give generously for praise, or if you do good for the sake of acclaim, then you are a hypocrite. The hypocrite, the liar, and the deceiver are brothers, and all distort their souls. Truth can fall from their lips, but it is usually in the form of bait.